Turning now to politics, the new Trump administration continuing to roll out aggressive federal immigration policies, and the White House has a warning for local officials who do not cooperate with the administration. Today, we heard from local leaders about how they plan to respond. Hey everyone, thanks for being with us. I'm Robert Olguin. The Justice Department is now directing federal prosecutors to investigate any state or local laws or officials that may block the president's tougher enforcement measures. KFOX 14 News at 5's Harrison Parker attended a news conference today where El Paso's top leaders were responding to the president's new policies. Harrison.
Well, that's right, Robert. El Paso's new mayor, Renard Johnson, projecting an image of calm today after these flurry of changes from President Donald Trump when it comes to immigration enforcement. Now, there was a lot of concern among people here in the borderland, so Johnson was quick to clarify the city's approach to working with federal authorities.
Yeah, let me be very clear on this. So we will follow all laws, especially federal law. Federal law, state law, we will follow all the laws that are before us. And as of now, we're in a wait-and-see mode. We're still gathering information because the executive orders are coming out so fast that we're still processing it. Our city attorney is looking at what the executive orders are bringing for our regions.
President Trump promised a crackdown on immigration and made good on that promise his first days in office. The president says raids targeting migrants with criminal history will get underway. New memos to officials stating sensitive areas such as schools, hospitals, and churches are no longer off limits. Another stating federal prosecutors should investigate state and local governments that interfere with enforcement.
We don't have the resources to enforce federal enforcement. And I want El Pasoans to know this, that you can live in peace in our community, you can go to the schools, you can go to the churches, and you're going to be okay. So I want you to be calm in our community. We can take a deep breath.
Coming up at 5:30, we'll hear from both El Paso's police chief as well as some residents who voiced their concerns about the changes. I'm Harrison Parker reporting from El Paso City Hall, KFOX 14 News at 5.
Meantime, here, El Paso city leaders outlining how they plan to work with federal authorities as the Trump administration intensifies its crackdown on illegal immigration here at the border. Hello, everyone. I'm Robert Olguin. We turn now to KFOX 14 News at 5's Harrison Parker live downtown after speaking with city leaders about how they plan to navigate this relationship.
That's right, Robert. El Paso's chief of police tells us it's business as usual for the department, even with these changes coming from the Trump administration. But speaking with El Pasoans around the city today, many of them expressed concern about the changes, and many of them also said that El Paso Police Department should stay out of immigration enforcement altogether.
I don't think they should have any role in immigration. I think they should, stick to the local crime. I think there's enough local crime that can be handled, and Border Patrol should do their thing. And they do their job, and they do their job,
I would say the militarization of the border more than anything, because I feel that creates more violence in our community that otherwise wouldn't exist there. And I think a lot of people that don't live in the border have very strong opinions about the border without realizing how peaceful a community it actually is.
President Trump's executive orders and policy changes include new memos to officials stating sensitive areas such as schools, hospitals, and churches are no longer off limits. Another stating federal prosecutors should investigate state and local governments that interfere with enforcement. Peter Paseas, El Paso's police chief, says the department will continue to enforce the law as before.
El Paso Police Department does not enforce immigration laws. We have cooperated with all agencies across the board here in El Paso in my 40 years. This is nothing new.
Well, El Paso Mayor Renard Johnson says that even if they had the authority to enforce immigration law, El Paso Police Department does not have the resources to do so. I'm Harrison Parker reporting from El Paso City Hall, KFOX 14 News at 5.